Captain Alex Rowan woke early the next day feeling like he was in a dream. The room where he stayed was large and beautiful, with soft light streaming through tall windows. Outside, the city of the Valari glowed in the morning sun. But inside, Alex felt lost. He had come to this world as a rescuer. Now he was called a husband. He stepped out onto the balcony and looked at the view. Gardens stretched below him, filled with strange, colorful plants. The distance, tall towers reached for the sky. A soft voice spoke behind him. "Good morning, Alex." It was Lyra, the silver-skinned woman. She stood in the doorway, dressed in flowing robes of white and blue. "Morning," Alex said. He tried to smile, but his mind was full of questions. Lyra joined him on the balcony. "I know this is hard for you. You did not choose this bond, but you chose to save us. It means more to us than you know." Alex nodded slowly. "I don't want to dishonor you or your people, but I don't know how to be a husband in your world. You only need to be yourself," Lyra said kindly. "The rest will come with time." Later that day, Alex met with the High Council of the Valari. The council chamber was a round hall with high walls covered in carvings of their history. The elders sat in a circle, their eyes wise and serious. The elder who had spoken before, named Valen, addressed Alex. "Captain Rowan, the people look to you now. Your bond with these 4 noble daughters brings hope. It may unite clans that have been divided for generations." Alex looked surprised. "I don't understand." "How does my marriage change anything?" Valen explained. "The clans have fought quietly for years over old grudges, but your union with Lyra, Sora, Rena, and Vela connects the 4 strongest clans. Already, they have agreed to peace talks because of you." Alex rubbed the back of his neck. "I didn't plan any of this. I just wanted to help people in trouble. That is why it matters," Valen said. "Your heart guides you well." As the days passed, Alex tried to adjust. The Valari people treated him with great respect. Everywhere he went, people bowed or offered gifts. But Alex did not care. For fame, he wanted to understand his role and his new wives. Each of the women had her own spirit. Lyra, with silver skin, was wise and calm. She often guided him through the customs of her people. Sora, with blue skin, was a scholar. She loved to teach Alex about Valari history and stars. Rena, with bronze skin, was gentle and caring. She worked in the gardens and showed Alex the plants. Of their world, Vila, with lilac skin, was fiery and bold. She was a skilled pilot and loved to explore the skies. Slowly, Alex began to see them not as strangers, but as friendspeople who shared their world with him and wanted him to be part of it, but not all were happy. One evening, as Alex walked in the gardens, a figure stepped out of the shadows. It was a tall Valari man with dark eyes and cold expression. "You should not be here, human," the man said. "I'm just walking," Alex answered calmly. "You are no true husband to them. You are an outsider. You weaken us." Before Alex could reply, the man turned and left, vanishing into the night. The words stayed with Alex. Were there others who thought as this man did? Did they see him as a threat, not a hope? That night, Alex spoke with Lyra. "I met someone in the garden, said I shouldn't be here, that I'm weakening your people." Lyra looked troubled. "There are some who fear change. They think your presence will break our ways, but they do not see the truth. You have given us a chance for peace." "I don't want to cause harm," Alex said. "Maybe I should leave."
Oh.
Lyra said firmly. "If you leave, those who wish to divide us will win. The clans will fall back into old hate. Stay, Alex. Help us build something better." In the following days, Alex worked harder to learn Valari ways. He listened at council meetings, spoke with clan leaders, and walked among the people. He showed them that he did not come as a conqueror or master, but as a friend who wanted peace. His bond with his wives grew deeper. He found comfort in their kindness, their strength, and their wisdom. And though he still felt unsure at times, he began to believe that maybe, just maybe, he could make a difference. But in the shadows, those who hated him plotted. And soon, Alex would face a new danger that threatened not only him, but the fragile peace he had helped create. Captain Alex Rowan sat in the cockpit of his small starship, the Odyssey. Space stretched endlessly before him, filled with stars and the cold glow of distant planets. He was on a solo mission, exploring the edges of known space, when his ship's computer beeped loudly. Distress signal detected, the computer announced. Alex frowned and leaned forward. A distress signal in this empty part of space? That was strange. He tapped the console to see where the signal came from. The computer showed a map. The signal was weak, coming from deep inside a thick asteroid belt. Who would be out there? Alex muttered to himself. Without thinking twice, he changed course. Someone needed help. That was reason enough. His ship flew toward the asteroid, belt engines roaring softly. The closer he got, the more dangerous it became. Giant rocks the size of mountains floated in space, slowly spinning. Some crashed into each other, sending smaller pieces flying. Alex gripped the controls tightly. He had to fly carefully. Suddenly, his sensors picked up the source of the signal, a small alien shuttle, damaged and stuck between two huge asteroids. The shuttle looked like it had been hit by debris. Sparks flew from its engines. "Hang on," Alex said as if the passengers could hear him. He guided the Odyssey through the maze of rocks. His hands moved quickly over the controls, dodging debris by inches. A large chunk of metal scraped his ship's side, but he didn't stop. He had to reach them. When he was close enough, he opened a channel. "This is Captain Alex Rowan. I'm here to help. Do you copy?" For a moment, there was only static. Then a weak voice answered. "Please, help. Oxygen low." He had two axers. He lined up his docking clamps and connected to the alien shuttle. His ship hissed as the airlocks joined. He grabbed his helmet and ran to the airlock. When the doors opened, he stepped inside the alien shuttle. The air was thin. Lights flickered. The smell of burnt metal filled his nose. On the floor, he saw them for young, beautiful alien women. Each had soft, natural beauty, but they were different from humans. Their skin colors varied. One had pale silver skin, another soft blue, one with warm bronze, and the last with gentle lilac. Their large, shining eyes looked at him with hope and fear. Alex knelt beside them. "Don't worry.
Ow.
You're safe now," he said. They were too weak to speak, but one of them, the one with silver skin, managed a small nod. Alex worked fast, gave them oxygen masks, and carried them one by one to his ship. The asteroid belt groaned around him as rocks crashed into each other. Time was running out. Just as he lifted the last woman, a loud alarm sounded. A massive asteroid had changed course and was heading straight for them. "Come on, Alex, you can do this," he whispered to himself. He ran back to the cockpit, placed the woman gently in a seat, and strapped her in. Then he fired the engines. The Odyssey roared as it pulled away from the shuttle. The giant asteroid came closer, filling the view outside. Alex pushed the engines harder than ever before. The ship shook. Rocks flew past, some hitting the hull. But slowly, the ship escaped the belt. Just as the asteroid smashed into the broken shuttle, destroying it in a bright flash. Out of danger, Alex let out a long breath. He turned to check on his passengers. They were safe, breathing deeply through the masks. Their eyes were closed, exhausted but alive. He set a course for the nearest safe planet. As the ship sailed through space, Alex looked at the four women. He wondered who they were, where they came from, and what would happen next. But for now, he was just glad he'd saved them. Hours later, as the ship flew toward the Valari homeworld, the women began to wake up one by one. The silver-skinned woman spoke first, her voice soft but strong. "You have our deepest thanks, Captain. You have done more than save our lives. You have given us hope." Alex smiled kindly. "I just did what anyone would do." But he didn't. No, then on their world, saving their lives meant something much greater, something that would change his life forever. Captain Alex Rowan stood in the cockpit of the Odyssey, watching as the Valerii homeworld grew larger on the screen. The planet glowed softly with blue oceans, green forests, and tall white mountains. It was beautiful, peaceful. Behind him, the four young alien women sat quietly. Their strength was slowly returning, though they still looked tired from their ordeal. The silver-skinned woman who had spoken earlier now stood beside him. "My name is Lyra," she said gently, "and these are my sisters in spirit, Sora, the one with blue skin, Rena with bronze skin, and Vila with lilac skin." Alex nodded. "I'm glad I could help," he replied, offering a small smile. Lyra placed a hand over her heart and gave, "A short bow. You have done more than help. You have saved us. Our people will honor this." Alex didn't know what to say. In human culture, saving someone didn't come with honor or reward. It was just the right thing to do. But he thanked her and focused on guiding his ship toward the Valari spaceport. When the Odyssey landed, a group of Valari officials and warriors waited outside. They wore long robes with shining patterns, and their faces were serious. As the airlock opened, Alex stepped out first, followed by the four women. The crowd fell silent. Then, all at once, the officials bowed deeply. Lyra stepped forward and spoke in their language, her voice firm and respectful. The officials listened, then turned their eyes to Alex. One of them, an elder with dark markings on his skin, stepped forward. "You are the human who saved our daughters," he said in clear, slow English. "I'm Captain Alex Rowan. I was just passing by when I found their ship. I did what anyone would have done." The elder shook his head. "No, what you did was more. You risked your life. You entered the death belt to save them. This is an act of great honor." Before Alex could answer, the elder raised his arms and spoke loudly so that all could hear. "By our ancient law, he is now bound to them. He has claimed their lives from death, and so he has claimed their hearts. This man is husband to Lyra, Sora, Rena, and Vela." Alex froze. "What?" he asked, sure that he had heard wrong. The elder nodded. "It is the law of our people. When one saves another from certain death, a bond is formed. If the saved are of marriage age, the bond is one of life and union. You are now joined." Alex felt his heart race. He had come here only to help. Now they were calling him husband. "There must be a mistake," he said quickly. "I didn't mean to claim anything. I just wanted to help." Lyra looked at him with kind, sad eyes. "It is our way, Alex. We cannot change it. To refuse would shame us, and it could bring division to our people." Alex saw the worry in her eyes and in the faces of the other women. Sora, Rena, and Vela looked nervous, but also hopeful, as if they wished he would not turn away from them. The elder spoke again. "If you leave now, you would bring dishonor upon these women, and there are those who would use this dishonor as a reason for conflict. The law is clear." Alex took a deep breath. This was more than he had expected, but he thought about what they had said. If leaving would cause harm, he could not do that. "I don't understand all of your ways," he said slowly. "I didn't come here to hurt anyone. If this bond means peace, I will not break it." A cheer went up from the officials and the crowd. The elder smiled for the first time. Then, "Come. Let us welcome you to our world, son of Earth." Alex was led through the city with Lyra, Sora, Rena, and Vela by his side. The streets were lined with people who watched and whispered. Some smiled, others looked unsure. The city was made of tall towers and wide bridges, all shining in the soft light of the planet's two moons. Strange plants grew in gardens along the walkways. That evening there was a feast in his honor. Alex sat at a long table beside his new wives. He still felt strange saying that word, wives. But he tried to be kind and respectful, knowing that their world was different from his as the night went on. Lyra leaned toward him. You are brave to accept this, Alex. We will do our best to guide you. He nodded. I'll do my best to. I didn't expect this, but I won't let anyone get hurt because of me. Far from home, Alex realized that his simple act of saving lives had tied him to a new world, new people, and a future he could not have imagined. The days passed quietly at first. Captain Alex Rowan walked the paths of the Valerie city, learning more about their ways, spoke at council meetings, visited the gardens with Rena. He studied star maps with Sora. He joined Vela on short flights over the mountains. And at night, he shared long talks with Lyra, who taught him the deeper meanings of their traditions. But not everything was peaceful. Whispers started spreading through the city. People spoke in low voices when Alex passed. Ass! Some greeted him warmly. Others turned away or watched him with cold eyes. One morning, Lyra came to him, her face serious. There are those who plan against you, she said. Alex frowned. Why? I have done nothing to harm them. They fear what you represent. Human bound to our people. Uniting clans, they believe it weakens their power. And some of them will do anything to stop it. That night, Alex couldn't sleep. He walked through the halls of the palace, thinking about what Lyra had said. He wanted peace. But how could he bring peace if others worked in secret to destroy it? As he turned a corner, he heard soft voices. He paused and stayed in the shadows. Two figures stood near a doorway. The human must be removed, one whispered. It will be done soon. The plan is ready. When he is gone, the clans will turn on each other again. We will take what should be ours. Alex's heart raced. He stepped back quietly and returned. To his room, he needed to act but wisely. If he spoke too soon, it could make things worse. The next day, Alex called a private meeting with his wives. There are people plotting against me. I heard it myself last night, he said. Vila's eyes flashed with anger. Let me find them. I'll make them speak the truth. No, Alex said. We must be careful. If we act with force, it could start a fight between the clans. Sora nodded. He is right. We need to gather proof, then bring it to the council. Lyra placed a hand on Alex's arm. You are wise to think of peace first. We will stand with you. Together, they made a plan. Vela and Alex would visit the outer villages, speaking with leaders and listening for news of unrest. Sora and Rena would stay in the city, watching for signs of the plot. Lyra would work within the council, guiding discussions toward unity. As Alex traveled with Vela, he saw how the Valari people lived beyond the grand city. The villages were simple, but strong. The people farmed, crafted tools, and cared for their families. Many welcomed him and thanked him for saving the noble daughters. But in some places, he saw anger in the eyes of the people. Why does the human lead our clans? One man said. We do not need an outsider to show us the way, another muttered. Alex listened calmly, showing respect. He spoke of friendship, not power. He spoke of peace, not rule. Slowly, he saw some of the doubt in their faces soften. Back in the city, Sora and Rena worked quietly. They spoke with traders, guards, and workers. Bit by bit, they gathered pieces. Of the truth, there is a secret group, Rena told Alex when he returned. They call themselves the Pure. They believe only Valari should guide our future. They plan to break the clans apart, Sora added, and they want to blame you for the fall. One evening as the moons rose high, Alex and his wives went before the High Council. There is a threat to your peace, Alex said. Not from me, but from those who fear peace itself. I ask that we act together to stop them. The council listened. Some elders agreed at once. Others looked unsure. Then a loud noise came from outside. A blast shook the hall. The doors flew open, and masked figures rushed in. The Pure had chosen their moment to strike, but Alex and his wives were ready. Vela moved fast, tackling one of the attackers. Rena pulled others to safety. Sora grabbed a staff and defended the elders. Lyra called for the guards. Alex fought too, using his strength and skill to protect the council. Together, they turned the attackers back. The Pure fled into the night. Their plan failed. When calm returned, Valen stood before Alex. You have shown great courage and wisdom, Captain Rowan. You have saved us again, not just from danger, but from division, the council agreed. The clans would meet in peace talks. The leaders would work together to stop the pure and rebuild trust. That night, as Alex stood on the balcony with his wives, he felt a sense of hope. Ask ChatGPT. After the attack on the council, the Valerie city was tense, but hopeful. The pure had failed in their plan to divide the clans, but everyone knew the danger was not over. Captain Alex Rowan spent his days meeting with leaders, offering ideas and working to build trust between the clans. Alex was no politician, but he had something else in Awesomeness. He spoke from the heart, and people listened. One morning, he stood before the leaders of the 4 strongest clans. Lyra, Sora, Rena, and Vela stood beside him. We need to stop thinking of human ways and Valerie ways as separate, Alex said. We need a new way. A way that brings us together. The clan leaders looked at him, waiting. In my world, marriage is about choice, Alex explained. It is not just about law or duty. It is about 2 people deciding, together, to share their lives. I did not choose this bond with your daughters, and they did not choose it with me. But now we stand as partners because we care about each other, not because we must. The leaders whispered among themselves. Alex continued. Let us build an alliance that is like that of partnership, not forced by law or old grudges. Let the clans choose peace because they want it, not because they fear war. For a moment, there was silence. Then one of the elders spoke. You are young to speak of such things, human, but your words have wisdom. Let us try this way. The others agreed. The peace talks began in full. Over the next weeks, Alex and his wives worked day and night. They traveled between villages and cities. They listened to the worries of farmers, traders, and warriors. They shared stories of their journey and how working together had saved the council from the pure. Slowly, the mood of the people changed. Where once there was fear of the human outsider, now there was respect. Alex taught the Valari about human ways of building trust, open talks, shared work, and promises kept. And the Valari showed him their ways of honor, loyalty, and the deep bonds between clans. Together they found a path that was new but strong. Alex's bond with his wives grew too. With Lyra, he shared long talks under the stars, speaking of dreams for the future. With Sora, he worked on plans for schools where humans and Valerie could learn side by side. With Rena, he helped in the gardens, planting trees that would grow as symbols of unity. With Vila, he flew above the world, mapping safe paths for ships and watching for signs of danger. Their connection became real, not just duty, but true. Partnership. But not everyone welcomed these changes. The pure, though weakened, still worked in secret. They spread lies, trying to turn people's hearts against Alex and his wives. One evening, as Alex spoke to a gathering in a village square, a voice shouted from the crowd. You speak of peace, but you bring only change. We do not want human ways. Alex raised his hand for calm. I do not ask you to become human, he said. I ask you to see that together we can be stronger. Your ways are wise. My ways can add to that wisdom. Let us build something new together. Some in the crowd nodded. Others still looked unsure. That night, Alex sat quietly with his wives. It is not easy, he said. Some will always fear what is new. But many are starting to believe, Lyra said. They see your heart, and they trust it. We will not stop, Sora added. Together we can do this. The next day, a great council was called. Leaders from every clan came, filling the grand hall. Alex stood before them. I did not come to your world to lead or to rule. I came because I answered a call for help. Now I ask you to answer it. Call Tutha, call of peace. Let this be the day we choose a future together. The room was quiet. Then one by one, the clan leaders stood asked ChatGPT. The great council's promise of peace filled the Valari world with hope. Captain Alex Rowan felt proud, but he knew the work was not over. Peace was fragile, and in the shadows, the pure still plotted. Days passed quietly at first. The clans began to send workers to rebuild villages and plant gardens as a symbol of unity. People from different clans shared meals, stories, and songs. For the first time in generations, Valari children played together without fear of old grudges. But in hidden places, the pure gathered their forces. Their leaders were angry. The human had brought change too quickly. They could not allow the clans to join as one. One night, as Alex and his wives met with council elders, a messenger rushed in. "An enemy fleet approaches from space," he cried. "They carry the mark of the pure." Alex stood at once. "How many ships?" 20, the messenger said, breathless. "They head for the capital. They mean to destroy all we have built." The council was filled with fear. "We are not ready for war," one elder said. "We trusted too soon," another muttered. But Lyra stepped forward. "We must not fall to fear. We must stand together as we promised." Alex looked at his wives and saw their courage. "Then we will fight for this peace," he said. "Not to rule, but to protect what we have built." Alex worked quickly. Vila helped him plan the defense. Together, they guided the city's small fleet to form a shield around the capital. Sora gathered scientists and engineers, finding ways to strengthen the city's power grid and shield generators. Rena worked with healers and caretakers, preparing safe shelters for the people. Lyra stayed with the council, calming the leaders and uniting their decisions. Every person did their part. Humans and Valari stood side by side, ready to defend their home. As the enemy fleet drew near, Alex stood on the command deck of the city's largest ship. Vila piloted the craft, her eyes sharp with focus. "We can't match their numbers," she said. "No," Alex agreed. "But we can outthink them." The pure ships came into view, dark and menacing. They fired first, beams of energy flashing across space. But Alex's plan was already in motion. He had studied the asteroid fields near the planet. He had mapped safe paths that only he and Vila knew. Now, ordered, Vila guided their fleet into the asteroid field. The enemy followed, but there, larger ships struggled to keep up. Rocks tore at their hulls. Alex used the terrain to his advantage, leading the pure ships into traps. Small Valar ships struck from hiding places, then vanished before the enemy could strike back. The battle was fierce. The sky above the planet lit up with the fire of ships breaking apart. But slowly, the pure fleet fell into confusion. There, leaders argued. Their ships collided. Alex's fleet, though small, fought with skill and unity. At last, the pure survivors fled into deep space. Back on the planet, cheers rose from every city and village. The people celebrated not just victory, but the power of working together. Alex returned to the capital, where the council waited. "You have saved us all, Captain Rowan," Valen said, his voice full of respect. "You have shown us a new way, one built on trust and choice." Alex shook his head. "I did not do this alone. We did this together." In the days that followed, the clans came together to rebuild. The council passed new laws shaped by both Valari and human ideas. No longer would marriage be forced by old customs. From now on, bonds would be formed by choice, not duty. Alex and his wives chose to stay together not because of law, but because of the bond they had built through kindness, courage, and respect. Together, they led missions beyond Valari space, exploring new worlds and bringing the message of peace to other species. Alex had come to the Valari as a rescuer. Now, he was truly one of them, not by blood, but by heart. And as the Odyssey sailed among the stars once more, with Alex and his wives at the helm, a new chapter of hope began for both Valari and humankind.